From the once again on the AI powered software development training. Okay, in this particular lesson, we will be learning how to build an e-commerce application using Google Antigravity. All right, so it's going to be a very detailed tutorial. I'm going to move from front end to database. We're going to integrate payment gateway and build a very robust backend logic right around the application. I started from scratch right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a folder like this. So you can see I just created this folder. There's nothing inside it. It's an empty folder. Okay. After that, open my AI coding IDE, Antigravity. All right. So we have it here. It's open. Open twice. I have to close one. Okay. So uh, um okay, this folder is already opened here because I already started, already brought it in. Okay, but if you let me delete it. So for the sake of those I may not know how to bring it in, let me delete it and start from scratch. All right. So start from the very beginning. Open, create a folder. Going to give it a different name. Equal projects. Okay. All right. So and then opening my Antigravity once again. Okay, so this is what I wanted you to see. When you open it for the first time, this is how it will come. This is how it will come. So I can now open the folder, clicking here, and it takes me into the computer. So I look for a particular for the Ecom project, select it. Okay, so here, the next thing I'm going to do is to come to this right-hand side. This is how I will be typing my prompt to build the application. It's still loading. That's why it's still showing one moment the agent is currently loading. So I'll wait briefly for it to load. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, that space appears to look small, so I want to make it a bit bigger so I can have more space. I don't need this document code for now. So what I'll do is to click on view and switch back to the Explorer. So the icon folder can show once again. All right, so I can now start typing what I want to build. Build vertical category menu. central hero slider, and with smart or a deal, big deals, section, you use column in the right hand side. All right, let me break it down. The hero section should have vertical category menu, a central hero slider showing products with spot action buttons, the big deals column the right hand side, right? There should be the top bar that shows. Let me just put it there. I'm going to list all of that. All right, so the UI should have product group in category. Okay, so the entire UI should have products grouped in categories. Beautiful category. Cloud icons, or let's say icons, all right? Currency, Naira, payment gateway should be Fullstack. Robust, secure backend. Let me specify React on the front end. Front end. Right. Okay. Yes. Then database. Database. Right. The entire UI should have products grouped in categories with beautiful category icon logos secured backend with section. What? US ads. Role-based access control. New customers and vendors. Right? Okay, so we'll start with this, believing that when the anti-gravity goes into planning, to be expanded further, right? To expand our basic prompt into something more comprehensive. Now, this hero section that I described here, the hero section, if you look at the platform like Jumia, I show you, see that it's the same thing that is a vertical category section, then a slider, this is the big, this is the website. Okay, yeah, e-commerce platform. Okay. Jumia.com.ng. Okay, so right, so this is what I was trying to describe. This is the vertical menu. Here is the hero slider. And these deals could be here. It could also be call to actions like this, all these things here. Right? Yes, that's a sticky top bar. See now if you look at this is a category, flash sales, a timer, a countdown timer, I see all button, add that. Here's another category, top sales, sponsored products, Black Friday, and all the stores. Everything is grouped, deals of the day. A product, this is brand categories now, Nivea official store, phone and deals, phone deals, appliances, and so on and so on and so on. So we have these. Let me just add some few things I've seen this site of a prompt. Okay. Okay. Should be a sticky top bar. Beautiful category. Categories. Okay. Category level. The countdown timer. We see all what to do. That leads to the all products that category. Okay. Customers should be able to manage and track their orders. Should be a shipping system, live chat, it's like AI, all that live email integration with a resale. Resale is an email service allows us to send our emails through our website, so right, to users. So I'm going to bring in their API and integrate with this website, right? So I'm going to add that here to this breakdown. Okay, so what next? Yeah. Um, admin should have full user management privileges or product management, shipping, things, prices, other relevant to standard e-commerce features. All right, so let's start with this, but as usual, I'll copy this and save it somewhere. I have to put my AI in planning mode, all right, so it can plan with what I've given and expand it further to give me a more elaborate prompt, right? So I'll send this. Let's see the plan. Okay, so our plan is getting ready. Let's see what anti-gravity is saying. Okay, so still working, still writing. Now it's really cool that we don't just jump into building. We begin with a plan, right? Every project, building project, car manufacturing, whatever you want to do that doesn't have a plan, you will likely go out of the way, right? You will likely miss what you are doing. Okay, so this is it. This is the plan. And outlines it as a list of tasks from how to from project initialization, right? You explore workspace and clean up if necessary, create implementation plan. That's when we add, right? Initialize React front end, initialize Node.js backend, set up Supabase client and database schema. Okay. Set up Express server and middleware. Implement authentication, that is Supabase authentication plus RBAC. Create product API, that is code capabilities. Create, read, update, and delete. Create other API, right? Then implement personal integration, implement resend email integration, set up shipping system logic. Yes, then for the front end, I'm going to be using a Tailwind CSS design system, create layout, sticky top bar, footer, and all that. Build hero section, then build product listing with categories, detailed product page, cart, our shopping cart, and checkout paste build user dashboard with order tracking, admin dashboard, user product shipping, and all those stuff. Live chat, AI-powered live chat, that is to be able to answer the user, all right, using our maybe OpenAI API, right? Then we are going to test the payment flow, verify the outcome. Okay, so this is the full plan. Right, this is the full plan in descriptive form. Everything has been stated there. Stated there. There. So if I go through this plan and there is anything I'm not very comfortable with, okay? If there's anything I'm not very comfortable with, I will immediately get rid of it. Right? I will ask that it be removed. If there's something that I feel should be there that is not captured, I will come here, click on the review button and type it in. All right. So, but so far, let's just proceed. If I'm okay with what has been outlined in the plan and in the task, I will just click on proceed. Once I click on proceed, the agent will move from planning mode, right, into this mode and start building. Let's click it and see what happens. No longer. So notice that we also have several models there. We have Gemini 3 Pro, we have Gemini 3 Pro Low, Cloud Sonnet, and all these other ones, right? So implementation has begun. Wait, see what comes up. Yeah, yes, agent terminated due to error. What I will do right now is to, I know this agent, Gemini 3 Pro High, usually has this issue of terminating in the middle of a task. So I will switch it to Cloud Sonnet 4.5 and tell it to continue building e-commerce session. Okay, also notice something that When I switched to Cloud Sonnet, the agents seem to be working harder than before. Right? There are a lot of files are being worked on, edited, and all that, which was not like that when we were using Gemini 3. The speed is a bit faster. Look at all this. Been created just a few seconds of bringing in Cloud Sonnet. So that tells you who is the faster guy between Gemini and Cloud Sonnet. Look at the speed. Look at the speed. Look at the speed. Let's see, our shop.tsx is ready. Product detail, cart, checkout, dashboard. Admin, this is a user dashboard. This is admin dashboard. This is a login page. We're almost ready now. The faster agent, the last one is 4.5. Right, so this is the database schema, the environment, ENV. Okay. I think we are almost ready. When you start talking about a README file, we set up instructions, it means we are good to go. Okay. Okay. So if you click, while it's still checking, let me allow it to run this command. City client, yeah, run it. Yeah. So this is where our own work will now come in. This is where we really get to work. See, when we have write super base URL, we are the ones, this is from our database, we're the one that will fetch this URL manually and supply. Write super base anon key, you have to supply it. Write tester public key, you have to supply it. Right, write API URL. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, the front end is now running successfully. Let me open it in a browser to show you the beautiful UI. So I approve it. Launching browser. I can also click this link and it will open in my browser. Control click. But let me allow it to do its thing. I want to do it. Okay, so let me do this. Okay. All right, so this is what we have. And fortunately, is so we have to, what I will do is to copy this code that I'm seeing here. Then copy everything, Control A to select, then I copy it and take it back to Antigravity. The front end now is going to show you. Okay, so we can go through all this, but there's still so much more to be done. It's telling me about what it has built, the, the project structure, you know. So these are the next step. This is what I was trying to talk about here, and we must do. Before we come to that, still going to try to see how we can see what the UI looks like. Yeah. Then copy the error that is here, bring it here and send it so you can fix it. You read through it, you can have an idea of what is happening. The border class does not exist. Okay, if border is a custom class, make sure it is defined within a add layer directive. So once it sees what I posted, it will know what it is. You see, I see the issues. Look at this. There is a reference to a non-existing border class. All right, so we fix it. Okay, so let's go back and see if it is okay now. Okay. All right, so this is what we've been able to view. Okay. The basic logo for us. Login. Okay. These are things that are not yet done. Product detail page is not done. But this is the giveaway. Forget about the pictures. It's your work and my work. Go and change it. I'll put what we really want to have there. Wrap order. Now you're done. This is just a basic UI. So, okay. So let's continue. Even though I'm not 100% okay with that UI, I'm still improving it to progress. And let's fix these other stuffs. Okay, so create a Superbase project here in superbase.com. Run the SQL schema in SQL editor, get your URL and keys, set up paste up, right? So these are the things we have to do right now. Then get your public keys and secret keys, set up resend, which is optional for now. Create an account at resend.com, get your API key and bring it in here. Okay. So what I will do first of all, let's start from number one. We're going to go to superbase.com. So I'll just click on open Superbase, sign up rather. I already have an account, so I'm just sign in. Okay. So this is one of the accounts. Sign in. So coming here, the first thing going to this thing, okay. Also, we're going to create a new project, right? New project. Now, it's usually you have to create an organization, okay, before you create a project. The project is inside an organization. So I've created a project, an organization already. You can do that by clicking here, give it a name, what do you want to do with it, or the type, personal, or you want to pay, or you want a free account, you create. Then when you now create it, you open that organization, just like what I'm doing. This is an organization. I can have another one if I want. I click, take things little up. So I have three projects, even though I've paused these two. This one has been deployed. So I click on new project. I want to create a project. What is the name of that application? Shop Hub. So I'm going to call it Shop Hub. Give it a password that I remember. It has to be very strong. Then can name this the way it is at Europe. Leave this the way it is. Leave this the way it is. So you just create the project. Creating. Okay, so this is our project. This is our project. Okay. So the first thing we are looking for in this project is to run okay, let's not run this schema yet. Let's update this project URL. A non-public key. Then this will be pasted out. Come to that later. But let's fix this phase two. So what I'm going to do is click on connect. In Superbase, click on connect. Then go to apps and frameworks. Look at this is the super base project you have. It starts from after where you have equals to, the next thing that follows is the URL you are looking for. So you copy it, carefully ensure you copy everything from H to O. So you click Ctrl C, you bring it in here, you paste, right? Then you go back to Superbase. This is the unknown key, starting from equals to the N, copy. Bring it in here, and replace it. All right, just go backwards. So what is remaining is now this one, paste up, and this other one. So I can just click on save until it is to save it. So now we're going to open this file. We are done with this first step. I'm going to run this SQL schema, right? So I click on it, it opens. It's one of the files that is hidden somewhere in this our directory. All right, that is inside server database, the SQL schema. If you want to look for it, you look for server, click on server, click on database, you will see SQL schema. That is what we are copying, right? In case this link was not provided like this, sometimes if you click it, it's not a link. So how you look for it? Server, database, SQL schema. So you click on the code itself, Control A, you select all, and clicking that, pressing Control A, then you copy with Control C and go back to Superbase. You can say, close this one. It's SQL code, right? So we are going to go to this place, SQL editor, and run it. So you come here, this is SQL editor, click on it. Right, so you have this and this place. So you click on it and paste Control V. You see, we have 171 lines of code to power your e-commerce backend. Right? So this is it. All you need to do is to click on run. And if it is successful, fine. If not, you copy the error. Right, so we have the successful SQL and the run. You can see here, once it runs, it comes out here as number one in the list of our SQL code, all right, or SQL migrations. All right, so having done that, we have done number two. Third one is get your URL and keys. Okay, we have given it the first two, which is a Superbase and Superbase. Then we are going to get paste lab now. So that file where you have those secrets, those credentials, is usually your env. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I want to go get my paste lab. This thing right now. Okay. Because I want to use PaySnap as a payment gateway for this project. So I'll go to the paysnap.com. I'll log in. Okay, so I'll now come to settings. Okay, so I'm going to use, there are two types of PaySnap API keys here, right? So there is a test key And there is live key. Live key is up there, but we are using the test key this project, right? Because I'm not deploying it yet for any client. So what I need now is to copy this. Click on it and copy. If I am deploying this application, I'll not use a test key. I'll rather use a live key. So I'm going to copy this and take it here, live the paste that public key. So this is the one I need. Public key is the one I need to put here, not secret key. Right, not secret key, it's a public key that I need. So I'm going to bring it here. Okay, so I paste it here, I said, right? So that is that. Then you scroll down, go to paste it up, paste that. That's where I'm going to put the public secret key. So yes, then get resend. Resend is for email sending. So I'm going to open that. Okay. All right. So here in resend, what do you think they do? Come to API keys. Okay, create an API. Give it a name. You want to use it, this application, you'll be sending emails. If somebody buys a product, person needs to receive an email. Somebody wants to do forget password, an email must be sent. Somebody is tracking an order, somebody makes payment. Right? So all those user activities requires that you notify them 10 as they take those actions, right? So going to call this API shop up. Let's go there. Let me just say shop up, full access, right? So we click on add. So you reveal it and copy. You can only see this thing, this key once. So if you want to reuse it, keep it somewhere, right? You want to reuse it, keep it somewhere. So I'm going to look for somewhere for now to keep it, right? Just to have it somewhere. Okay. So that is my reset API. Now configure environment variables. Let me paste this here for now. I'll give it a proper name. So reset underscore API key is what I'm using for the meantime. I paste it and save. Okay. That is what step configure your this step means. Right. Start the back end. Then what next? Okay. All right. So let me frame this something. Now open the terminal once again. Click on terminal at the top. And Okay, so it has opened. Once it shows this part, it is ready for me to collect. Updated the updated the log PNV with credentials with my super base and paste that credentials. Starting this in the terminal. So you paste what you copied. Finally, fix. To see what. Yeah, let me see what it is. I see the TypeScript errors. The issue is that the route handlers need explicit type annotation. Let me fix all the TypeScript errors in the route. Okay. Please fix it, fix it, fix it. So we keep following through what the ID is doing. Ensure the server is started. To the company. So we have a problem that Antigravity is trying to fix. Beauty of this AI powered deployment is that when you run into problems, every single developer runs into it. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to panic. Just tell the AI tool, problem will be solved. Then VFA doesn't exist, or the supervision level is not set. That's set. Okay, let me go through. See, there's something we ought to have done that we've not done. Okay. Server is crashing because the .env file doesn't exist in the server directory. Yeah. Uh, Make sure you updated it. I'm seeing the file was updated. Okay. Okay, I see that. What we have is a .env dot example that is created. So we updated our credentials to that file, thinking that that would work. So right now I need to create a standalone. This was an example. We need to create our own and copy these credentials with the. It will have that example in it. Let me see if I can even rename this. Okay. I can rename this. Oh, okay. I think that will work. So we now have it there. Now have it. Save it. Let me just read again. Okay. Credentials. Create it manually. Create a new file. Note that dot at the beginning. Copy the add your actual credentials. Okay. Okay. So we have done this. We have this already. We have this already. Service keys. Okay, we don't have that yet. Uh, secret test key. Okay. But I will put, normally I will not put, okay, it's cool, it's cool. It's in the server file, not in the browser or the front end. So we can add them. Okay. Resend API key, we have this already. Front end URL. Okay. This is okay. So let's update the ones we have, all the ones we have for now. We need this. Let me update best secret key. It's a test key, so there's no challenge. So provide, let's go pay, desktop, uh, secrets, secret key equals to, so I paste that one, testing. Don't expose your live keys. Don't expose your live keys for any reason. Your payment live keys. Okay. Let me scroll down and still see what next. Okay, so having done this, let me see what is going to happen now. Okay. All right. So let me try to start this thing again. Let me see. Okay. We did the dot view file. Start server again. Then the server is starting fast. Vanish what is your how is it in English? Okay. I need to update all these things again. Okay. I did it. I need to update them again. All these things. Okay. All right, so let's do it again. I'm going to update all our from the super base to click on connecting again, starting afresh. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Let me copy it one by one. Add this URL. Non-key. Go to paste tab. Public key. Separate key. And, we send. See why I had to put that API somewhere. Service key. Let me check. Service. I've noticed something. The moment when I actually executed that SQL code that I brought here, that's what created all these tables you are seeing. They were not there before, right? If you come to table editor, you will now see that we have tables that were not there. Let's look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tables created for us because of that. This code that I wrote, this is schema code that I brought here. Okay? I came here to copy the service URL. Okay. I think I should have it here. Look at it here. So you come to project settings, and you click on project settings down here. Then you click on the API, switch from public secret API to legacy and all the UI. So that are key that the topic is also here. Then the settings, this also is here. There's a settings that I give, so I'll copy it and still bring it here. Let's do it. Okay. So, um, the PNB has been dated. What that is taking place, I think this JWT keys, let's switch to this side so you can see it's here. The JWT secret is there. I'm just bring a copy and bring it here. And paste. So we have updated everything that we needed to update. And continue. Still saying that my URL is inbound. Wow. It's supposed to be shared. It's a valid shipment URL. Click on accept. it has acknowledged that the ELB file is, is in order. Unfortunately, I have exceeded my quota with this particular model, so we select another one. Let me try Germany. We try this Germany Pro once again. Yeah, since the server is running now on port 5000, that is this port. So this is what we are using. Let's see. While you see all these plenty corrections, once you switch to a new model, that new model will now try to make corrections to the code of the previous model. Remember, we started with Gemini 3 Pro. When we switched to Cloud 4.5, Cloud tried to correct the code of Gemini. Now, Gemini is now trying to correct the code of Cloud. Right, so I see all that they're trying to do. My one is that let the thing work well. Okay, so let me just go through the recent updates. So look at this line. This is very important. Now that I've updated the front end to fetch data from the back end, the back end is seeded with data. The application should be fully functional now. The users can read and see real products on the database on the homepage and see real categories, quick deals, fetch from products. There's a table for products. So we'll create a summary of what has been achieved. So by this, if it actually working as we check, you have been able to integrate the front end with the back end, right? So let's still check through. Um, I've successfully integrated the front end with the back end and seeded the database, okay? Oops. What's new? Real data. The homepage now displays real products fetched directly from this is what we're looking for. So we now have a database, we now have a back end. We also have a beautiful front end, even though we are going to improve that front end to be make it look exactly how we want it, okay? It may be good for others, but for me, that's how I want it to look like, all right? That's how I want it to be, how cool the ambience, right? So let's check. Let me keep checking through. Test it shortly. Read the data, and the database that added 8 categories here. API service, prepare a centralized service to handle all backend requests. Okay. You should see the products I just added. Okay. Now, next steps. Now that the core integration is done, can focus on the remaining feature. That is product detail page, okay, which is not built yet. Card functionality is not yet done. Checkout is not yet done. User authentication. Would you like me to proceed with building the product details page next? This is the natural step, next step, so users can view more info. Okay, we'll come to that. Let me just see our application, what it looks like at this point. We loaded it. Now, notice something that the products have reduced from what we had previously. That is because we are now using products from the database, not demo anymore. So the AI could only add a few products. So these ones have not been built yet. We only add a few products, few demo products. All right, so let's continue building. The good thing is that our integration has been done. Okay, let's continue building. So come back here and copy the next one. Now see to will you like me to build the product data page next? Yes, proceed. With the that is the page that when you click on a product, it opens the details. After that, we'll come to build card functionality. We keep building till we complete everything. It's quite a long tutorial because we are doing full stack. It's not just front-end stuff. Make everything work ready for deployment before we shut down this particular lesson. And it's a long one. So you have to know how to work on this the ENV, this environment variable. You have to work on it. It contains mainly credentials. You need to know how to work on it. Mhm. Then you also must know how to take your SQL migrations in your IDE here to your Superbase. You need to know how to execute it, how to run it, so it is connected with what you're doing here. No, I'll show you how to do that. Usually the AI will tell you where the file is. All right. So you look for it. In this case, we've gone to server, databases, and schema. It's here. Right? Our agent has run into an error. Well, that again. So what I'm going to do is to try again. Continue. That's one thing I've noticed about Gemini 3 Pro. It runs into error frequently. Wow, okay. I've also exceeded the limit here. So let me select let me try this again. So I can resume using it later in the day. Okay. So this is the only two that are still available, but this is the one I was using. Let me try it again. Let me try the 3 Pro. See, okay, we have to continue. Okay, let's switch to the blue. And that's the end of the work for today. Exhausted everything. All right, so um, still trying to, as much as we're still trying to build some of the back end functionalities, we've been able to cover a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of principles, particularly this integration with APIs in the ENV file. This is very important. This is the part we've never done before. You need to take note of how this is done. Only revealing this in this tutorial, right? And it's not a project I'm launching. All this URL, there are things that should not actually be exposed. Okay. Now this is a test key. This is also a test key. Okay. So that is just it. That is just it. What is remaining in this project right now is just to build those 4 listed functionality, which any one of us can do that just by filling the project. What is remaining is what is this this. So this is what we have left. Once we complete building this, we are still in number 1. Just once it finishes with product details, copy card functionality and tell it to continue building. Right? You take it to, you bring in checkout, the user authentication. Before you know it, you have a full stack, fully functional, with backend and front-end database, e-commerce application. Right? Ready for deployment. The source of was learn how to deploy it. That is that for instance, e-commerce application built. Once we do those 4 things, all these ones will start. All this will start. We can also, of course, improve the user interface to make it really look cool as we want it. And if we want to check if it is so it look like a mobile, right click, go to inspect. This is the mobile view. It's the menu. Looks good, right? So you can scroll up and down. So that is it. Okay, that is that for this lesson. See you in the next lesson. All right, so as you can see, you're able to do the user authentication, the login, the register, this authentication service, local storage. All right, so a lot has been completed just by following through the same promptings. All right, fully adding prompt and asking the Gemini 3 Pro to continue building what we started. Okay. So this is how far we have gone. All right. Admin dashboard, user dashboard and admin dashboard has been done also. So I'll implement the admin dashboard. It's still building. Service, product of service, other service. Okay. So, okay. Total order, total revenue. These are statistics. Overview in admin dashboard. This is what the admin dashboard will contain. We have the overview tab, we have the orders, we have products, we have users. So admin can manage the users, the platform. Okay. So that user dashboard has been built, completed. Admin dashboard completed. So this is where we are. These are the things that we've been able to do. All right, so there's live chat, AI-powered live chat, floating widget that allows users to ask questions about products or support, okay? So it will require my OpenAI API. He said OpenAI is not installed. I'll install, let me see if it will require it. I'll install it. Also create, okay. But first I'll install OpenAI in the server. Okay. So I will have to approve it so it can bring in OpenAI into the server. I'll accept, and that will create an execution in the terminal. So basically, you don't need to write code, all right? But you have to follow through what is happening here. You have to follow through what is happening here. That is also, you don't need to write any line of code, just follow through, accept, approve, and the AI will keep writing your code and doing the deployments for you. Okay. He's working on the chatting system, chatbot. That is our live chat. That's what is happening right now. Still working. Right, so we just stay put while the coding continues. Now, if you check the application itself, you will notice that there has been some new additions, some changes. Okay. Okay, I'll do that a bit later. Here's my okay. My system is a bit tired. All right, so there have been some changes that I will show you. You may not notice it on the UI, but you look at this login button, you click it, there is now user authentication. User can enroll or can sign up. You see, you can log in or you create account, right? So this is it. These are the things you can log in with your Google account. Let me see if that has been fully implemented. Okay. It's not yet active. This is GitHub. This is Google. Okay. So track order. Okay. That is not fully done. Hell, that's not fully done. If you click on the this button, electronics, there's a category. You see that things are happening there also. So you can see, you can draw this price. It wasn't there before, but just to show you that AI is still working on stuff. This is the live chat button. So you can see this. So a lot of functionalities done, and we keep improving. I will especially spend time to work on this UI because I don't like the way it is. Right? Things are big, 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 big. It should be a bit smaller, tight the font. Like, look at what we have here. Looks more like an e-com store. This one looks a bit bogus, right? But not bad for a first attempt. Remember, we have not done any improvement on the UI yet. So this is our first attempt. Then we add products here and other things to look good. You add your logo so it can adapt to the branding of your logo, the colors, right? To look more real. So the truth is that you are the one building this application. You shouldn't just swallow or take everything the AI give you just like that. In terms of the UI, how you want your site to look like is dependent on your own design skills. Let me not say design skill, your own perception uh, of beauty, what you like, what is uh, the experience that you want to create. The user interface, all right, determines the user experience. So if you look at, like when I saw this, I'm not really okay with the experience. So it's my duty to prompt it further to improve the design. The truth is that if you spend more time, you want to achieve this, exactly this. If you spend more time, you can achieve it. That is the truth. One of the things you can do is to use a tool like this screenshot. Look at where the final outlook of your prompt. All right. The final outlook of your website depends on your prompt. It is your duty to know how to prompt. I've taught you that in the first module, right? The ability to improve it till you get exactly what you want. Even for the functionalities, it is still your duty to get exactly what you want. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and see what our final product will look like. But remember, whatever you are building, you must always consider what the stakeholders, all right, really want you to build. Don't build for yourself, build for your client, build for end users, build to impress investors, build for all the stakeholders, not just one person. That is why during the SRS, I mentioned that for you to come up with a software requirement specification, all stakeholders must have an input, right? So you follow that input that they gave you. All right, so I'm trying to go through all these steps to understand what is happening. All right, so see what it says. I'll create a simple email template for order confirmation, right? So able to be able to confirm order. If you look at this code, it uses our API that we gave it, resend API. Look at it. It is where it's trying to bring it in from the environment variable. Remember that API is in this file. So you can see that You don't need to do anything about that. Just showing you. We fetched our API using that file. Remember, we said it, we name it as resend API underscore key. So you just see that. All right. So now I'll integrate this into, okay. We have integrated that into the order. So all right, so it says I have completed the main development task. Now I'm in the verification and polishing phase. All right, so you want to verify payment flow. I can't fully test this without a real-based app key in the front-end interaction. But I've implemented the code. I'll review checkout.tsx. That TSX there tells you that that's a TypeScript file, TypeScript, all right? It's just like JavaScript. It's actually JavaScript. All right, one last time to ensure logic is an RBAC. I've used authorized admin middleware. I should ensure users table has a role column. Yeah. Responsiveness. I have used Tailwind classes like me and okay. I should double check if any major components are missing. Responsive styles, okay. Responsiveness is a it's a front-end feature that allows or that shows if your site is actually visible on all or properly adapted to all screen sizes and all browser types. Okay, so the schema looks correct. Table has row column. Okay, so a lot has been done, but we are not done yet. Authentication, the authenticate middleware. Okay, so I don't need to read everything here. I need to read everything. Given that I'm manually filtering, I don't need to read everything. So this is all verification. All these are verification, checking through if everything is in order before we do final deployment. And of course, I will still come back to it to improve on the UI. So that when my client sees the UI, they may not see what you are doing in the back end. They may not see all these logic, all this business logic, all this backend code server and stuff like this. What the user is interested in is one, the way the site appears when they visit it, right? When the users visit it to purchase product and how easy it is for people to interact from when they land the site on the site until when they pay for what they came for and get it delivered. That's what they're interested in, right? So spending time to improve that aspect of your project is very important, right? So, okay, completed the user's request. Now, we have actually covered a whole lot of stuff in this tutorial, particularly the fact that we have done integrations between front end and back end. We have brought in APIs. I've shown you how to connect your project to a database, Superbase in this case. If you check that Superbase table, you realize that a lot of things are now there that were not there. Let me log in so you see what it looks like now. And let me log into Superbase. So you see the status of this project inside Superbase. Superbase use PostgreSQL, right? Which is also a national database. Okay, so I will click it open. Okay, so our project is just down here, Shop Hub. I'll click it open. I want to show you what it looks like now, the number of tables we have, other things you need to know. So we have 9 tables that have been created. And I think we have only deployed one SQL backend code. Look at it here. It's still there. It's called Superbase e-commerce schema. That's our SQL schema. There are some projects that you need to deploy functions. I just need to mention this. Now, if you were using either augment code or cursor, all right, we would have done more of deployment of functions, all right, H functions, okay? We have deployed lots of H functions. So if that is the case, you note that you have to come here and click deploy at the top right. If you are asked to deploy a function, maybe the AI you are using asks you to deploy this function and gives you a code. Bring it here, click on deploy via editor, remove this default code, and paste your function. Then click on this button, deploy function. Give it the name, all right, that the AI gave you. Like here, if you check this, it calls it Swift API. This is where you type the name of the function. So you type the name of the function here before you deploy, and all your functions will be listed under here. All right. So now secret, coming to secrets. Secrets is where you actually store your credentials, passwords, like that paste tag something. All right, Resend API, paste tag secret key, secret. That is things you don't want people to see in the front end. This is where you bring them in. So you give it a name. Assuming I want to do a paste tag secret key. I paste it here. I show you how to get it. Right. So all that are part of these backend functions. When you come to database, all right, this is our database schema visualizer, right? Just the visualization of the workflow, the way the relationship between each table are arranged. All right, you don't need to go into all that. Okay, these are the tables that we have created, database tables. We have a table for cart. There are no values in it yet. There are no what would I call it, content, because we just still creating it. Card categories, other items, orders, products. So it seems we have four default for demo products, reviews, shipping zones, users, and so on. Okay, so I just needed to show you all the functions, triggers, and what else you really need to know. I think there's authentication. So we don't have any user yet. If you want to add users, this is where you do it. All right. Can add a user by sending an invitation to a user, or you create the user yourself, right? And that user can access this application, username and password, right? We'll still come back to some of these things. You can create a new table if it is so required, but allow the AI to do it, all right, for now, until when you gain some mastery. So let's come back to our code, okay? Oh, once again, we have exceeded the limit, so I will select a different model. I will select this, my favorite guy, class on 4.5 to continue the work. I also notice that when you bring in a new model, the first thing that model will try to do is to try to correct the previous model you were using. Yeah? Tries to correct the previous model, tries to make it look like the other model was not doing right. And that may also delay what you were doing. Before I start using Cloud Sonnet, let me read through a little and see which I will know where we are. I'm done. I'll provide the final response. I'll check task one last time, okay? Task one last time, okay? Make sure I didn't miss anything. Test payment flow. I can't do this. Verify RBAP. I've implemented it and check the code. Check mobile responsiveness. I'm done in the result. Final check, blah, 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 blah. Okay, one last thing. Okay. Okay. Check out, okay? So we'll test all this. But let's just go through. Okay. There's something called webhook. All right. The main function of webhook is to verify if payment have been successful or if payment have failed. if at the moment a transaction is initiated, all right, even if eventually network doesn't allow it to go through, once that transaction has moved from the user account or device, okay, maybe a transfer or a card payment, webhook is the one that will pick it up and capture it. All right. So it is for verification of status of payment. It is very important, all right, in your back end development. Okay. I saw it here, that's why I'm explaining it. Since Paystack redirect back to a callback URL usually, or sends a webhook. If I'm using Paystack standard checkout, it redirects to a callback URL. I've implemented a payment success page that handles the callback and clears the cart. However, the prompt didn't explicitly ask for the success page logic. It was build cart and checkout. But for a complete flow, you should do it now. You don't need to specify everything. The front end should direct to success page, which calls, I'll assume the user will handle this, build the success page. So finally proceed and ensure this success page is built. So we can move to the next task. Okay, because I've changed the model, so I have to like prompt it again so that I can get to work. I know that the new model will try to search through the code base and possibly try to make some little corrections here and there. I'll create a payment success page that handles the Paystack callback, verifies the payment, and I should have asked for webhook, because in Paystack there is where you paste the webhook. All right, you pick it so that the application can connect properly with Paystack in order to verify payments. I will show you how to do that. There's a place you paste your webhook. It's just a URL. And you will just pick from here and take it to Paystack for payment verification. We are still working. We are still building, so I need to verify. Okay. agent terminated due to error. So we need to prompt it so that it can continue. All you have to do is to say continue or try again. Just type something, and the agent will go back to normal. All right, if you are if you are really going through this my screen, one word that you will see again and again is the word endpoint. Yeah, it's important I explain what it is. An endpoint is simply a specific address, usually maybe a URL path. That is a URL path, a link. All right, your server listens to. So the browser or your app can ask for something or send something. That is a point of connectivity, okay, between the server and the browser, right? Your API link might look like something like okay, let me hold on this. Let me hold on that. I'll come back to that. But just know that an endpoint is a specific address that your server listens to, so that the browser can ask for something or send something. Okay. I've already implemented the payment success page. Let me create a comprehensive summary document and verify everything is working correctly. Okay. Now let me create a quick reference guide for testing the payment flow. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this. It says success completed, payment success page implemented. What was implemented? Payments on verifies payment with paystack, displays successful failure states, shows other details, automatically clears the cart after successful payment. Okay. It provides navigation to dashboard and shop. Updated payment service. Okay. Added verify method to call the verification endpoint. Okay. Uh, change callback URL to /pay. Okay. Enhance verify endpoint to check, return full order details, returns proper status. Okay. Added route, documentation created. Okay. Complete payment flow. Start boot servers. Okay, so we can see still on front end, we can see that the front end is on still on localhost column 3000. Then backend localhost. This localhost for backend is just to verify the status of our backend. Let me just show you. If we go to if we type local host for the main project is on 3000. But to show that the server has started, you need to go to localhost 5000. Okay, I think it hasn't started. Maybe that's why it should have shown that the status is okay or running, something like that. Okay, hold on, let me check from here. All right, so we have to do that, start it by ourselves. But before we do that, let's continue. Let me finish going through this. Test the flow, register for login, add products to cart, go to checkout, fill shipping info, click pay, use Paystack to test. Okay, this is a test card. Okay, and just copy and keep it somewhere. You'll be related to payment success. Card will be cleared, order will appear. Okay. All right, so it now brings us a breakdown of what we have done with this e-commerce platform. Full authentication has been done. Product catalog has been done. Shopping cart has been done with persistence. Complete checkout, payment verification, user dashboard with order history, admin dashboard, AI-powered chat widget, email notifications, responsive design, role-based access control, RBAC. All right, so what are the next step? Testing. Use a testing guide. So it has created a guide, testing guide.md. It will be somewhere here in one of the files. Let's go and look for it. Okay. So this is API testing. This is the main testing. This is README, project summary, front-end guide. So all these guides are technical documentations for this project. All documentation is in the project root directory. The application is production ready. Okay. All right. So let me just say, can we start server now? Already running. Sure. Servers have been running throughout our development session and should have practically picked up all changes we made. I want to see that backend status. All right. Even though I know that changes are reflected already in the front end, the backend changes. Let me check if the servers are responding properly. You should see if you visit, okay, you should see a JSON response. Hey, this is what I'm expecting. I didn't see it. That's why I felt it's not running. Okay. Or something is missing. Okay, so let's see, register a new account, browse, add this, okay. Before testing payment, make sure you have set up your Superbase database, done. Added Paystack, okay, it has been done. Added Superbase URL, so your service key, it has been done. Added byte API URL to client.env. I think we've not done that one. Will you like me to help you verify the env or test any specific feature? Okay, let's come back to again. Let me check that server status. Where is it now? Let me see. If it shouldn't be the issue, should I? But let me just. Okay, so let's leave that and rather come to the main application to see changes have been done. But it appears there is no single product on the entire application. Okay, so let me just create an account and see. Okay, so it's time to start fixing issues. Failed to create an account. On trying to create an account, it shows failed to create an account. Also, the that is the continue with Google and GitHub buttons are not working. Okay. So let's start from there to fix the issues that we have. Don't expect everything to work at your first trial. You will always fix issues. You will always have corrections to make. You try something and it's not working. There is no need for panic, right? There is no need for panic. All you have to do is to fix it. You don't run away from problems. Welcome them, work on it. It gives us joy that when we are able to solve it. That's the mindset of a developer. Okay, so let me help you troubleshoot the issue. Let's check the server logs to see what error is occurring. First, let me read the terminal output, okay? Let me check the error. Okay, so we wait for it to check what is wrong and give us the solution. Okay. Done all this. Don't expect it to fail. Okay. So the ENV has the server version and the client version. If we check out the values, the one for the client, that is the one that is on the browser, right, has the URL, API, write API URL, write Supabase URL, write Supabase anon key. Take note that service key is not there. It's supposed to be a secret. Paste that secret key is not also there. Have you seen that? So those are secrets that must not come to the front end. Okay. Right. So we have to note that for security reasons. Okay, so let me look for the client environment variable. All right. We only updated the one that is in the server directory. That is this one. So there must be another one that we have not touched. So I'm going to look for it right now. So this is the client. It's supposed to be in the, this is an example. Okay. We're actually supposed to create that env file. We're actually supposed to create it here also. You know, we don't have it. So we're going to create that file. Okay. We're going to create it here. Usually I can rename, like I did before, I can rename this one. For this is an example. I can rename it from your example to just a DNV file. Okay. So notice that when I renamed it, it changed to a gear icon. Because the other one was just an example. Okay, so we can now add what is required. I think that is where we add that project had issues. Okay, so we're going to put this value. We're going to put the Supabase non-key, which we already have. Put this Supabase URL. So I will go to the server env, which of course has more details. Right, there's also the secret. I'll copy some of these things and bring it to the client environment. So I'll copy this. I'll copy that and bring it here. Supabase URL, paste it. Then I go back and copy the anon key. Scroll down. I'm looking for the anon key. I could also go to Supabase, pick it from there. Since I already have it here, why not? Let me pick it from there. Ensure you grab everything. Once you miss one word, one letter inside it, you don't grab everything, you will lose all. One keys, I paste it. Okay. All right, so I think we have these three things in place now. We already had all these ones. With that, I think everything should be fine. We have to restart the server. Okay, why that continue with Google didn't work is that we need to configure it. You can see it. It said this is expected behavior. These are placeholder buttons. There is no configuration yet. The social login buttons are not currently functional. Are just functional placeholders. They were included in the UI design, but require additional authentication, right, in Supabase to work. So we are the ones to set up that authentication. Enable Google's GitHub providers in Supabase dashboard under authentication providers, right? So configure. All right, we'll see how to do that. Okay, it's not difficult. So I'll paste what I copied. I want it to restart the server. So we can try registration again and see if it will work out. So starting both servers. We tried to restart, we couldn't restart. It's now trying to guide me to restart. Guys, so you're gonna look at this. So you know how to also start a server. All right. So let me guide you, say how to restart those servers. Stop the current server if you are using VS Code. Now, there's no big difference between this and Google Antigravity and VS Code. Okay, so uh, this is the terminal panel is talking about. At the bottom of the VS Code, you should see multiple terminal tabs running. Okay? So then it says, find the terminal tab that shows npm run dev in the server directory. Okay? So it's here, npm run dev is there. Okay, for the backend, find the terminal that shows npm run dev in the server directory. Okay, click on the terminal to make it active. So we have to click on it to make it active. Why don't I click the plus sign? I want to claim it's too busy. Okay. So okay, so I want to stop a terminal, you have to click Ctrl C. That's the way you copy something, Ctrl C. And with that, you can terminate it. So I've terminated that server, this is, let me refresh this and see. Okay. So then the next thing I'm gonna do is to find a terminal tab running the client, that is CD client, npm run dev, Ctrl C also. Okay. Wait for it to stop. To start the server, the terminal where you stop the backend, that is here. This thing is blocking my visibility. How do I get it? Yeah, I've lost it. You see, okay, I've terminated this node server terminal. So what are we to do now? It says in the terminal where you stopped, so type this. So we have copied it, cd server npm run dev, you send it. Okay, starting the node server, look at it. What next? Wait for the message server is running. It crashed, waiting for file changes. It started before and crashed. Take note of the difference between the two commands we are using. The first one is server, the second one is client. This is for the client. So for this one, I will just open a new terminal and copy this and run for the client. Enter. Okay, so this is the client. It has kept the 3000 it was using before. It's now using 3000 and 1. So I click Control, click it, Control, click. So it's loading. Okay. So we still have this. Okay, so let me verify. It says verify that the server is running. Server is running on port 5000. We tried to check that the other time. Front end is on port 3000. So let's check the server if it is actually running by going to port 5000 and checking it again once more. Local 5000. Press enter. Okay, it's not showing for whatever reason, but I've been seeing it show. Okay, maybe I will investigate that a bit later. All right, so let's try to create an account. Having done this, so log in, create an account. Um, Still failed to create an account. Wow. Okay. If it becomes too serious, maybe it could be something I will have to fix offline or off camera. I'll take time and thoroughly investigate it and also look at the code manually to see if there's an issue somewhere. Okay. Due to a TypeScript complete, then fix it. Fix it. Let the server run. It is checking now to see what the problem is, because what is working now is the front end. The server to receive that data when you sign up is not started. It crashed, like I said before. Look at it here. If you switch to the server terminal, app crash. That's the last thing we saw here. All right. And look at this 10005 is the number here. So he's using that to know that the app has crashed, the server has not really started. Okay. So it's trying to check the environment variable again by running that command. It started and crashed again. Found it. It's a syntax error in orders TS at line 30, fix it. So there are little errors here and there. One of the disadvantages of building with multiple agents is that what one agent feels is correct, the other agent will come in and will tell you that that is not correct, try to fix it, and that end up, messing up some other things. The one thing about coding, right? If something is working and you suddenly fix another thing that was depending on that thing, before you know it, you could run into an error that affects something that affects another thing, that affects another thing. So it's because everything is all interlinked. It's one application. Like the server is starting now. Look at the terminal. Look at the terminal showing that green. It's starting. It crashed again. Okay, let me scroll up. Since there's something new there. Server is now running. Okay. Server is running successfully. Now let's test account creation. Fill in the registration form. Okay. All right, so this is also what you need to take note of. When you run into errors like that, you check your browser console, right, for the error. So and bring it here to the AI so that you can understand exactly what is happening, right? So I'm going to show you where that is. There's also a way of troubleshooting, right? What we're doing right now is troubleshooting. Okay, so summary of what was fixed. Environment variables, all super-based keys are currently configured. Syntax error in orders of TX. Server validation, added proper error handling. Server is running, backend is now operational. So let's check it and see. On 5,000. Okay, so our server is now running. Look at what I was looking for here. Status okay. Message e-commerce API is running. Version 1.00. All right, so let's try to create an account once again, since our server is now running. So account creation. Oh, sorry, I need to refresh this page and fill this again. Wow, or there's something wrong. Okay, let me copy the console log. How do you get to the console log? You right click on inspect. Click on inspect. So it opens this. When it opens this, you click this. If you don't see console log here, means it has. So you click this arrow anchor bracket, you click it, you see console, click console. So this is the error code you are going to copy and take to your IDE, AI. So you right click, and click on copy console. You don't need to select all, everything will be copied. So you paste it here. Creating an account failed again. Below is the console log. We paste it. Everything is pasted so that the AI can carefully, with that information, analyze why you cannot create an account and know exactly where the problem is coming from. Okay, perfect. Found the issue. The error is very clear. Okay, 4 errors. Your front end is running on this, but the back end code is configured to only, really? Okay. But I was once running on 3,000 now. I restarted the server. But everything will be fine. All it requires is patience. Is patience. All right. Patiently fixing it till you get what you want. Patiently, I just want to fix this so I can test a payment. All right. So I will scroll up to see what has been done. You start with the let's also update this file to make sure that the ERA is correct. The front end is correct. So let's verify. Let's check the error issue. Let's see what to reset, what to restart. Is it port conflicts? Two server instances. Let me help you with this, okay? Add multiple server instances running, okay? You need to stop all the running server process and start just one. Here's how. Stop all running. Look at all your terminal. You may have multiple servers running. Okay. Click on it and press Ctrl C. Click on it and press Ctrl C. Click on it and press Ctrl C. So okay. Starting afresh. Okay. So let me use this to okay, so this has been stopped also. Right, so everything has been stopped. Can now set this up again. npm run there. We start the front end. Okay. Front end as we started. Right, so let's see the backend again. Okay, so server is running. Let's see if we can achieve success and creation. Once again. Okay, so we are good to go. Our app is now working fine. All right, so we can see the dashboard for the user. Okay, this is the order history will appear here. My orders. This is the user profile. This is a customer account, not an admin. Settings functionality is coming. And sign out and sign in. Okay, so how do we start shopping? Start shopping. There are no products right now. So what we'll do is to access an admin account and actually bring in real product, at least one or two. Let's try that. Can I change this user to an admin? How do I create a default admin account? Normally, what I may do, I just want the AI to answer me, to give me his own version of this answer so that you can also see. But the right thing I would have done is to go to my Superbase account, all right, where the database is. That account I've just created is actually there, right? See the account I just created here. Look at it here. So it's for me to change this user to become an admin, all right? So that's what I will do if I didn't know what to do. It's for me to change this user to an admin, all right? Those are users. I have only one users. Okay. Let me see the editor. Users table. You will also see that this user is also there. Now the role is where you change the person to an admin. So I can change from, just click here. You're able to change this role to an admin in this place. Expected to see a drop down. Okay, let's go back to the AI. How do I create an admin account? Let's say. Okay. So it says method one, register normally, then update role in user Superbase. Exactly what I just explained now. You register a normal account, then you upgrade that account to an admin. Okay. So this is now giving me an example of how to do it. It gives you the register link, admin user example, password, okay, which I have done something like that. Now you go to Superbase dashboard, table editor, users table, what I was trying to do, find the user you just created, click on the role to edit, change the role customer to admin, click save. I should have seen an admin there. I don't know why it's not there. Okay, now another option of creating it is to allow this AI to give you a code that you take to SQL editor in your Superbase account and execute it. That's another option. Two ways to do it. Okay. But the easiest way is to go and change that role. Like I was trying to. I don't know why I didn't see admin with the option. Okay. So so there is a URL called /admin. That is also what I wanted to see, the admin URL, because it's definitely going to be different from the main URL. So /admin, you can prompt the AI to show you relevant URLs that are within the application. So this is, it brings me back to login. Okay. All right. I have not changed it to admin. That is why it is showing like that. So, okay, I scroll down again. Now, you agree with me that spending time to do this backend things is far more important than the front end. The front end is very easy. All right. I can just screenshot a site somewhere. I want my front end to be modeled after Jumia.com or Jumia.com.ng, and the AI will implement it. But you see this backend that we are fixing, correcting errors. By the time you pass through this session, your mind will be transformed from a basic user to a developer's level. You think APIs, you think code, you think role-based access control. Those are the things that will be running through your mind. All right. You're not just comfortable with the aesthetics that you see in the front. All right. Those are easy stuff. You know. So create an admin account via SQL. This is also faster, as it's saying. I'll create a SQL script that you can run in Superbase to create an admin account directly. Let me show you how to do this one, because it seems this other one is not working. Well, let me refresh and try it again before we try the second one. Okay. All right. So let me attempt again to see if I can change the role of this user to an admin. Usually you just click it and you see a drop down showing admin comes up. Okay. I mean, do I need to type? That's not always the case. Okay, so there we go. I'm doing this for the first time. Like typing it like this. That's not always been like this. Okay. Once you press enter, it is saved. So let's come back. I will log out and log in again to see if that will make any difference. Let me sign out from that account, then log in again and refresh. I want to see if it changes to an admin. Okay. Nothing has really changed. It is still the same user. All right, so since that didn't work, I will use the other method, but that should actually work. We have exceeded, oh, okay, so let's change the model once again. Oh, shit. Okay, we can't go further than this, but I'm happy that we have been able to actually gotten to this point, right? I think I will end this tutorial, this particular lesson right here. This course, this particular project has not ended, right? I'm going to, in a subsequent course, bring back this project because I want to ensure that this project is fully completed. and deployment ready. I'm going to work on improving the user interface once again. I want it to be Jumia standard. The backend is good. I will create an SQL file to be able to create an admin, all right, with that model once it comes up again, right, and everything will be fine. All right, so that is that. You've learned how to troubleshoot. You've learned APIs. You've learned front end and back end integration. You've learned a whole lot of stuff in this lesson. So see you in the next lesson. Okay. So still trying to create an admin account. All right. So I tried the first default method that seemed not to have worked out by trying to convert this user to an admin. Usually, if you click it, it should show the admin. It should show a drop down that has all the rows, so you also have to select it. But this one, I typed it in, all right, but it doesn't seem to be working. So what I will do right now is to follow another method of creating an admin account, of changing that account to an admin account. So uh, Antigravity gave me a step-by-step guide here, which I've clicked it. This is the guide it gave me when I asked for how to create an account, an admin account. So the steps involve you. This is the first. This is the step one. It says step one, create an account, just like what we have done in the registration page. Then step two, upgrade it to admin in Superbase. That is by changing the role. Go to what I just attempted to do here, changing the role from customer to admin. Did that. It didn't really lead us to an admin account. Step three, you log out and log back in. You should open the admin dashboard. That email will no longer be a regular user, but rather an admin. All right, such that when you log in, it takes you to the admin dashboard. Okay, so we are going to try another method that is by via SQL, right? And they said it's for advanced users. Nothing really advanced about it. It's just to copy the code that it will be given to you and add the user ID of that user to that code. All right. Okay, this one is for actually creating a new admin, a totally new admin. So what you do is you go to Superbase dashboard, authentication, that same table, you click on add user, you add the user, all right, you fill all the credentials, that is email and password, you tick the confirm user, you create the user, then what you need is to copy the user ID. Let me just demonstrate that so you will see it. We come to this user thing from a table editor. When you land on your project, you get into the project, click on table editor, brings you to where all the tables are. You click on users, all right? Then you add, let me check something. Okay, so you click on this, insert a row, all right? So we type, hold on a bit. That is but let me do it. So this is where I would have done that actually, not in the table editor. I would have come to authentication. All right. It's on the authentication, you do that. So you see this add user. Okay, so you click on it, you create new user, you put in the email, put in the password, you create a user. having created a user, what you'll see next is you'll see the user ID, which is what we are looking for. All right. But for this particular user that we have, there is a user ID, which is this. You just right click it and copy the UID. That's what we need. All right. Once you're able to create a user, whether through the table editor, yeah, because you can actually insert a row that will also create a new user. But I don't want to go through all this. That's why I went back to authentication. All right. That's why I went back to authentication. Okay. If we create a user in authentication here, it will still appear in table editor under the users table. All right. So you can create it in authentication. Then you come back and copy this user ID. Just right click and copy cell. This is what you need to turn this user to an admin account, all right, in SQL. Okay, so let's keep that. I'll come back to copy. Let me copy the SQL first. All right, so having created that user, it now says insert into the users table. So you go to SQL editor in Superbase, click a new query, paste this SQL. So what you will need is to grab this SQL from here, starting from where you have these three dots, you grab it up to this point where you the three dots in. All right. So from here, like this. Now, the only thing you would change in this SQL is to paste the user ID here. You just paste it there and copy the code. All right. And take it to SQL editor and run it. I'll show you how to do that. But let's go through all the steps. You click run and it will run. If it shows successful, then you are good to go. You try to log in and that account will be turned to an admin account. All right. But you can also verify it by running this other code. You can verify that that user has been changed to an admin. Right. By running this other SQL in the same place, you will see that the role will return as an admin. So, but you will need to put the user email there. This one, not the ID, but the email to check if that email is an admin. What you see is you see the email written when you run it and it's successful. You see the email written out and the role will be also spelled out as admin. All right, so that's one method of doing it. Another method is to update existing user. All right, which is the one we try to do. So let's leave that one. Then testing, you still test it the same way. After creating the admin account, we log in. All right. Where you have account will change to admin. Okay. This is, let me check. There's a particular one I want to do. Method 2 via SQL editor for advanced users. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Method 3, updating user to admin. All right. This one you're not just creating, you're updating. So we have this SQL. The first line that has start with hash 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 is actually a comment. Okay. So back, let me copy from here. So let me copy from the three dots as usual. So I'll copy from here. All right. I can use the email to do this. So I will copy this SQL. How do you get this SQL in your own case? Just prompt your IDE, your AI IDE to give you that SQL. That is if the first method of doing it in your Superbase dashboard does not work, right? You can prompt it to give you the SQL code, all right? And you do this. When you copy it, like I have copied, the next thing I will do is to take it to my table editor, all right? And run the SQL. So I will take this to my SQL editor. Let me take it there. All right, so here we are. This is the SQL editor. Okay, so I'm going to paste the SQL that I copied. It appears it wasn't copied. So I'm going to go back and copy it. All right. Okay, so here we are. I'm going in this particular one, I'm changing the email. I'm writing in the email that I of the account I created. Technologies at gmail.com. So that is how I will run it and see error. Okay. It complained about error in line 1. So let me run it again. I'll remove that line. All right, so it's successful. I wasn't supposed to copy that line, that particular line that had those 3 dots. So take note, you start with this. All right, so my account is now supposed to be an admin account. So let me come back here and see how I can log in again with that account. So my application is, the server is still started, still active. So I'll just sign in. Let's see. We are now an admin with this account. Okay. All right. So you can see at the top right here, that is now an admin account. So I click on it. All right. So we are here. This is an admin. Okay. Let's see what we can do as an admin. This is the orders table where we will see orders that have been made. Then this is the product where we can add products. So these are the demo products that are already there. Okay. You can just click here, add products. That appears not to be working. Okay. Let me see if I can edit an existing product. Okay. So those actions are not yet working. Can I delete? I can't delete. All right. So I'm going to quickly fix that. I have logged in as an admin. However, I noticed some functionalities are not there, while some are not working or active. The add products button is not working. The actions column for editing and deleting of products is not working. Okay, so let's send that. All right, so while the AI will try to fix that, let's keep checking around. Okay, let me see if I can actually start shopping. Okay, so we have products here that we can shop. Now, as an admin can also have that shopping functionality. I want to buy. Let me click on this. Okay. I click this, it didn't move. Let me click to see the product detail page. Okay, this one has opened. See, our store is actually getting ready. All right, so this is the price. This is the wish list. You can share the product. Okay. Seems they are not active. So all this will require you to fix them one after the other till you completely fix it. Let's add to cart and see if it works. Okay, product has been added to cart. See, our cart at the top right has been updated. Let me increase the quantity and see if we do update accordingly. Okay, let me check inside the cart. All right, so this is the cart. Okay, let me increase the quantity. Okay, this is working. It changed to 24. What about shipping? That will be calculated at checkout. All right, so let's go to checkout, proceed to checkout. Okay, it brought us here. All right, so I fill this in. Okay, so payment method. Okay, Paystack is here. Can I pay? All right, so I clicked on pay, it's loading. Let's see if it take us to Paystack or not. So it seems it's redirecting to Paystack. All right. Okay, so it seems our application is actually cool. All right, so I'm going to make a payment using the test card. These are test payment. If you want to test for a successful payment, you click this one. You want to do a bank authentication, you do this one. You want to test for a declined payment, you use this one. These are card payment. Or you want to do a bank transfer, this is a test. And I don't advise you use this one. All right, so you don't end up sending out your money. The card payment is enough. So I can click on success. All right, so I click on this. It's successful. It's actually a test payment. Nothing will happen. Okay, so it brings me, it verifies payment failed. Okay. This payment failure, we need a webhook. We need to set up a webhook, all right, to properly verify payment. I will also assume that since this is a test payment, we shouldn't be worried so much about verification. But for actual user payment, we need a webhook, okay? So we'll go back to my dashboard. Knocks me out. So there are little issues that you will take time. As you notice them, you continue fixing till you have your application fully ready. All right, even though payment failed, this is logged as a pending order here. That's in the user dashboard. All right. So we can also switch to admin and see, okay, it's also logged for an admin as a pending order. It has not been, the admin shouldn't fulfill this because the payment was not successful. So let me click on view detail if that works. It didn't open, so you can note that and fix it. All right. Okay, so add product. Oh, it has been fixed. So add product is now working. Okay. Okay, maybe because of what we just did, it's now working. So this way you can add a product as an admin, put the price, put the description, select category, all right, quantity, and so on. Image URL. Well, I don't like this image URL the way it is because sometimes the image may be right inside your system. We are going to prompt it to allow you to upload that image directly from your system. All right, I don't want this video to be a bit long, too long like this. The core thing has been done. The core thing has been done. I will improve the user interface of the application in the next video, the next lesson, all right? So you can see that if you can make payment, it verifies, then you have built it. It's done. Just for you to add some more features, utility features like shipping, all right? Shipping calculator that will be visible for the user for transparency purpose, okay? So that is that. That is that, okay. So let me also test if that action button has been fixed. As we want to edit this product, okay, it's working. So you can edit products now. All right, you can delete. If I click delete now, it's gone, but I don't want to delete it. All right, so with this, we have been able to build a functional e-commerce application. Um, uh, everything is okay, everything is working. So this is the shop page. It's fully functional. I'll do the UI in the next lesson. All right, so that is that, guys.